gentlemen, hello and welcome. It is time for the Cobx Masters to start. My name is Dragondrop, happy to bring you not just this game, but all the following ones. I'm supposed to be joined by Potem, but for pressing ceremonial reasons, he's not here right now. But hopefully he'll be able to join us later on tonight, because there's two games that we have, starting with Rebellion Shadows versus ROG Titans, which is incidentally a team that has already uh, I don't want to say made an impact, but they're certainly known outside of the Indian region. So bringing out the heavy hitters immediately here in the very first region, because we have 10 cities to go through, starting here with Pune. Should be very interesting. 10 million Indian rupees on the line here across these 10 cities, as well as two games, Dota2 and CSGO, and with a much more to come. Start of a beautiful future here for Indian Dota and Indian esports in general, one would imagine. So, let's get right into it. Of course, this is the semi-finals. We'll have the other one later today. GG well played versus MH12 will be that matchup. And the winners of those will be playing against each other tomorrow for the grand prize. All right. We'll see what these teams can come up with here. Some interesting bans already. Viper, not something that you normally see uh, in competitive Dota as a first phase ban, but maybe it's just one of these heroes that's very hard or very annoying to deal with. It's maybe just one of these things where you just don't feel like playing against the Viper, right? Maybe you just played a pub where Viper ruined your game, so you don't really want to see that here again. Or maybe you have a plan in mind later on for something like a Templar Assassin. I mean, who knows at this point. ROG Titans, though, picking up the Sand King. That is one of their go-tos here. There's some limited data available here. Last games on record here have been 2 weeks ago or so. But they've started their drafts off with a Sand King or Bounty Hunter virtually every single time. Or Skyroth Mage for that matter, but that one has been banned out by Rebellion.Shadows, so looks like they did their homework. But, I mean, Sand King, as far as first picks go, this is as strong as it gets. Very powerful team fighter. Can do decent in many lanes if he ends up in that offlane position. And if you combo that up with certain heroes, it becomes all the more powerful. Even heroes like Ancient Apparitions, Zetisbug has been known to run that particular hero himself more often than not. And Sand King himself should be good enough setup for the Cold Feet to latch. And that might make for a very strong dual lane, which is something that you don't normally say about any lane involving the Ancient Apparition. Is the hero itself has fallen out of favor quite a bit with the resurgence of this dual lane meta. But, well, for now, Rebellion taking quite a bit of time already to decide on the Shadow Shaman. And, well, again, as far as heroes go, you can't really go wrong with that. I mean, I have a few friends that tell me that it's impossible to lose with that hero. It might be true in pubs, not sure whether that holds true as well in this scenario. What it does give you, though, is a lot of lockdown and a lot of pushing power at the same time with the Serpent Ward. Some nice little nukes. I mean, the Ether Shock is the most powerful nuke at level 1, I do believe, still. Unless you want to count, like, maybe Shadow Word, things like that, that do maybe a little bit more damage over time. I haven't done the math on that, but I believe level 1 Ether Shock is 140 damage, if not more. So that is quite powerful if you want to try and go for some of these first blood plays, or just to be able to harass somebody out of lane. And this is really what it comes down to in this day and age. If you end up going for these dual lanes, it's about playing the lane. There's not going to be too many rotations. So the more powerful your support is, the better. Like if you're able to just zone out your opponent and try and bully them out of lane. This is also why we see Warlock being a very high tier pick in competitive Dota right now, because with that Shadow Word, he can help you win the region battle. So far, he has not been picked up, but there's certainly still room for it. Maybe not for Rebellion, since with the Night Stalker, that might end up being the 4 position support. At the same time, we've seen more offlane Night Stalkers just to be able to make sure that they can get a few extra levels going into the first night time. So start that at level 3 or 4 are actually powerful and can start to put on some pressure on the opposing team. Especially if you're thinking about heroes like Shrek, very susceptible to the Night Stalker's silence, and especially if that ends up being a core, which I don't believe with this kind of an early Shrek pick, then you're just going to gimp yourself quite hard. But again, as it stands, I do expect this to be a 3-position offlane tanking now until Shrek taking up that either 4 or 5 role, storming around and well, setting up for his own splitters. Like, this is something that people got quite good at recently with the resurgence of Shrek as a hero. That you just go for this Lightning Storm Splitter build, you basically forget about the Edict until later in the game, and then you use that slow to set up for your own Split Earth. And yeah, keep going off of that. You're very squishy, but you can do a lot of damage. And yeah, more stuns is always great, of course. Like, Sanking and Leshrac, it's like, even level 1, it's like about 3 seconds of stun if you chain it up properly. 3.5 or something like that. If you catch a hero like Shadow Shaman out, well, he's not going to survive that. He can dish out himself, but as you know, with many supports, he's not necessarily as good at just taking the kind of punishment. But if Night Stalker is the target, then he should be able to survive most of that. He's quite easy early on. And Rebellion really taking their time here, already out of reserve time almost, as they settle for the Doom. Okay. So that mixes things up a little bit, gives you that element of uncertainty, because both the Night Stalker and the Doom are a little bit interchangeable as far as 3 and 4 position is concerned. But just the Doom being a very powerful offlaner, I'd imagine him to be taking up that mantle with the Night Stalker, helping out a little bit here and there. Thing is, you're picking a Doom into no one in particular. RG, they can still pick up a hero that is not as susceptible to that Infernal Blade in particular, which would mean a ranged hero, most likely. That Doom pick basically takes away all of the melee cores that RG might have been thinking about now, especially the melee strength cores, because the Infernal Blade just scales so well against those particular heroes. So they go for the Gyrocopter, still on the pool. A very popular carry these days. So, no big surprise there. A lot of magic damage coming out here for the Titans. So, betting Rebellion are regretting bending out the Juggernaut right about now. This would have been a pretty good pick, having that inbuilt magic immunity lifesteal also taken away in the first phase. So instead, they countered out with some more magic damage themselves. The Zeus, similar to Leshrac actually. Like, if he's able to stay in the backlines and throw out spells, he can burst people down very easily. If they do get on top of him though, once the Sand King gets a Blink Dagger up and running, that Zeus should not really be long for the world unless he has some serious protection. Or unless he has some sort of defensive item already. If you really even want to go for that. Like, the best Zeus game is one where it can go super greedy. And basically go Kaya into Ags or something like that. But we'll see. I mean, these kind of mid heroes, they have more of a room. There's more room for them these days, again, because mid lane is more of a 1v1 matchup, with the dual lanes on the side being very static by necessity. Which does mean that he's probably not going to have too much trouble, even though with the Bane pickup, that might change a little bit, because Bane is one of these heroes that is always able to stabilize a lane, whether that's a side lane or the mid lane even. If you want to hang around there for like a minute or two, zone out the Zeus with the Brain Sap keeping himself alive, throughout all of that lightning harassment essentially. And that could give whatever mid hero the Titans want to pick up now, could give that a little bit of an edge towards them, at the cost of perhaps a Sand missing out on the level or two. And it's always about these trade-offs.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant's turn to pick.
Okay, Queen of Pain. I really like that actually. But at the same time also don't like it, because there's already a whole lot of lockdown available here for Rebellion, right? Not just the Shadow Shaman, but also the Night Stalker Silence, 5 seconds, even level 1 during nighttime, and of course the Doom. It's, okay. But the Doom, of course, kills the Queen of Pain, as it does with most heroes, so the way to handle that is either build Lincolns and blink away really fast and hope that they don't like break the Lincolns and doom you very quickly, or to just start snowballing and be the one to initiate first. Like always be aware of the Doom's positioning and blast all your spells to win the team fight before they can even get a chance to turn around with the Doom, or have someone else tank it for you, right? Or even if you tank it, if you're the Queen of Pain, like if the rest of your team is powerful enough, they might still be able to win the team fight even without you. And with the Spectre pick, that might very well be possible because, I don't know. I mean, with the Spectre Zeus, you have a bit of a global strat between the Nimbus eventually, the normal Zeus ultimate, and the Spectre Haunt. And there's quite a few squishy heroes, like especially Bane, Leshrac, relatively easy targets for the Spectre. Even the Gyrocopter until he gets a few items, but or the Queen of Pain at the later stage of the game. Like there's a farmed Spectre. Give a lot to be there right now, because depending on the setup, there might just, I mean, for all we know, they might be looking right at each other's eyes across the monitor or something. These kind of smaller LAN cafe or LAN situations, always very chill, always a lot of fun. All right. Might just start off tri-laning this down here. As I said, Shadow Shaman, he's very powerful, just with the shackles, pretty long stun duration early on, and just the pure old right-click damage. And Night Stalker, he hits quite hard himself, but beyond that, he only is a damage sponge in the early levels and until nighttime hits. And at the same time, they also have to be careful not to be stun locked in a bad position. Like, again, if these two heroes here, Sanking and Leshrac, catch out the Shadow Shaman, it could be a kill. Night Stalker not so much, but Spectre certainly for now. Just enough to secure the rune 2v3, and they're just walking it off. Not even really being punished for it. And that means they'll get all 4 runes, which is not ideal. Up top, Zedisbug walking across, able to steal another one, and this is not something that you can really afford, especially if you're outnumbering the heroes down bottom. But I guess that's a downside of just having a single target stun available from a Shadow Shaman against 2 AoE stuns. Like, you can always do if you walk close to the rune spot, Sanking would just burst strike you and still take the bounty rune. So a bit of an unfortunate start here, for sure. Shadow Shaman also TP'd back immediately, I'm not sure why, but now making a long walk back towards the safe lane, which gives Adrenaline a little bit of extra time. Just try and deal with Nightstalk himself, but there's the Split Earth to follow up, and this might very well be the first blood. And yeah, Nightstalker, he's tanky, but not that tanky. First blood, going the way of the Leshrac, and that'll be his boots already. Pretty fast lightning pony at the best of times, but now with the boots, it's gonna be even harder for them to even try and run him down. It's gonna be Kite City there. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain in mid, I mean, Zeus is one of these heroes that doesn't always crush the lane, but he's always able to secure a good amount of CS just with the Arc Lightning spam. He already has the bottle, so he did forego a lot of clarities, which is probably the right choice up against Queen of Pain, who will always be able to just walk up in range for Shadow Strike, and yeah, just like that. he won't be able to maintain the clarity at that rate anyway. But that does mean that he's gonna have to have the rune control, and Archmage does have the blink to secure it, so he's has a much easier time. And now, nice deny. Very important actually, it might not be enough though. The blink forward, couple of right clicks, Shadow Strike already on him, and this should be a free kill for Archmage, and it is indeed. Same time down bottom, has a bit of a shackle, but Shadow Shaman all dropping super low. He will pop as they're trying to run down Adrenaline, but again, with the boots, not exactly easy. Double Burst Strike, double Split Earth, and now the Spectre. They're just right-clicking them down. WTF indeed, with the extra pop from Cosmic Finale. Is it going to be enough? No, just not quite. Tango Region getting them through together. Oh, what? No, never mind. That Split Earth snipe from downtown. It's normally not possible, but hey, kudos to Adrenaline. Crushing it right now, sniping that kill. Again, this is a Spectre. It's very exploitable, and if you do exploit him, if you delay his items, delay the radiance most importantly, then you have such a huge timing window. We can just straight up win the game where the heroes has limited use. Oh. It's coming out, subs. Well. Night Stalker dies first, the shackles don't really do too much if you don't have any damage laying into them. And another Burst Strike, Split Earth, they didn't have to use him in the initial kill, so I'll find a second one, and now WTF. I think he'll die a second time without much issue, but it does have the stick charge at the very least, and also Fairy Fire for emergencies. Subs rejoining the party here, and his meat will be enough to shoot him away for now. But these two, they are doing much more than I anticipated them be able to do in this bottom lane, especially considering that they're up against 3 heroes, but now in mid, Archmage. Well, there's no mana on Zeus. It's a good thing, because this Queen of Pain sitting at virtually no health or mana points, but look at this. Ice Frog smiling upon him right now with a region rune, so he doesn't even have to use itself or the mango that he has in his inventory. Meanwhile, in the back though, Shockwave. It's just gonna be run down, another Brain Sap. Secure a very easy kill on him. Zed is back, not even needed up top. ZXC to level 4. Doom kind of matching him, but might end up dropping here, and he will indeed. Overestimating his own tankiness there without the Scorched Earth going. And, well, Gyrocopter, it's gonna get even worse. 3 points up on Rocket Barrage if you manage to isolate your opponent, manage to isolate your victim, as you could say. It's gonna be a lot of damage, so Doom, gotta be careful. Don't want to feed too much more into the Gyrocopter. He's already well ahead in terms of CS. Especially compared towards the Spectre, who's actually been able to get quite a bit of CS done. But he's also losing a lot of money with these constant deaths and this constant pressure. That's the second one of the game already. And subs unable to really help out. In fact, they'll dive him on a tower. Another Burst Strike. Follow up Split Earth. Well, they need it in the end. The silence comes out, but even with the tower shots, it's nothing enough here though. With the shackle to cancel the TP. Is that a bit of a bait though? Well, not so much of a bait as they didn't really care either. 835 already has the Ring of Health. Looks like he's going the X build, Vanguard into Blink. Just to be able to continue just straight up man fighting, right clicking in this bottom lane. So yeah, top lane, we have a Nightmare. ZXZ is there, ultimate, Rocket Barrage, and oh god. This is not pretty. Middle lane at the same time, that's a dead Zeus. And subs, well, looking to try and trade, but he's has to spread some spells out to just survive at this point because there's no further support. He's on level 3, even at nighttime. Just not enough you can do up against these over-leveled heroes. Queen of Pain, 3 points up and Scream of Pain. Means that you have a lot of burst damage to work with, and can't just go in one by one like that. They need to find something here, Right now, 0-13. This scoreline tells a lot about this game already. Every single lane is being won. They just feeding on the Spectre at this point. Under the tower with a big zap from the creep wave here, prepared by 835. 3 points up in Gauss finale. Very greedy build, but hey, if you can get away with that, why not?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Every single lane doing exceptionally well right now for ROG Titans. Not even 10 minutes in already, almost a 10k goal advantages. Middle lane, that's a quick kill. Top lane as well. It feels like they can't lane anymore. Like they need to do something else. Find some sort of smoke rotation with the Shadow Shaman Night Stalker into the mid lane, or the Zeus can throw some extra damage. I think that's the only viable option right now. Either that, or they all move together towards top and try and get the Gyrocopter. What the hell is happening? Keep trying in this bottom lane, but both Sand and Leshrac is completely over-leveled and over-farmed right now, so, and you have no damage to throw up against them. They could just die with the tower, kill your entire team, and end up no worse for wear. I can barely keep up at this point. Archmage with another soul kill. 0-20. I mean, at some point you gotta call it what it is. It's a bit of a stomp. And, well, one good thing is that they only lost the one tower. So that's one thing I can say. They only lost mid tower for now. But that might change. Look over to the net worth. 5k on the Queen of Pain. Almost 5k as well on ZXC. Another kill on Shadow Shaman is WTF. Well, this time it won't be Dove, as 835 is super low in health. But up top, ZXC almost solo killing Doom. He does throw his own ultimate. Zed's back coming in to try and help, and might have to be denied here actually. I'm not sure if Gyro has enough health. Oh, they get the extra movement speed to get him to the shrine, but shrine's not active. But it doesn't matter anyway. Just enough health points to survive. So you can just walk on back to base, heal up, and then start TPing somewhere else if he wants to. Just join the rest of his team, have some fun in a different lane. So to make it easier to take another tower. Right now, Zeus with first rotation. I mean, he is level 6, 3 points up on the Lightning Bolt. That is something. If he can get some lockdown on Queen of Pain, this still very much a burstable hero. But getting there, especially at daytime, is a entirely different thing. If this was nighttime, you have that extra vision advantage from Night Stalker. Can lead off with his silence, and there's no Yules or anything yet on the Queen of Pains, but there won't be for a while with the way this game's been going. Archmage will feel very comfortable going for a very greedy, aggressive build. Going straight into the Orchid, down bottom, WTF down again. Meanwhile up top, Nightmare and the Fiend Strip into a lot of damage. Call down Rocket Barrage every single time. Only 3 kills on a Gyrocopter, but it's maybe because Bane's stolen 1 or 2 of them now. Farming up some stacks on the other side of the map. The Shakas and Queen of Pain. They have the Night Stalker silence, but only 3 seconds. Archmage will be fine. In fact, he gets another kill. WTF finally forces out the blink with that horn. Still, Shadows, they have yet to get on the board. They have to wake the rebels in themselves or something. I don't know what the battle cry is, but they need to throw it out right now as the tier 2s are under threat. Catapult and 1 point up in the Edict, so it's not the quickest just yet. But it is something, and Zeus straight up burst struck, split earthed. Just making it look so easy. At the same time in mid, there's another kill. I mean, at this point you just start 5-manning and hope for the best, right? But instead, another double burst strike, Epicenter being channeled up, and the Hex was a little bit too late to cancel it. Rio will fall to that. WTF made his way into the trees. And oh, if that dagger landed, would have actually secured himself a kill. I think that was enough damage on 835, but it was not to be. Zero still stands. Every single lane is just pressured by the heroes that started out there, and straight up Fiend script into yet another kill onto Doom. It does get his ultimate off now with a tower shot. Taking a little bit of damage there with that Nightmare, but I think this time it'll have to be denied, and yeah, they're just killing their own teammates. Or trying, they didn't actually get the deny, so Doom does get credit for the kill. Mission accomplished. Turned Bagel into a breadstick. They have 1 kill to the name. Can they turn it into 2? It's still super hard. He's tanking. Doesn't even feel the need to go Blink Dagger. Walking up for the burst strikes. The Sunzo silenced. Text slowed. They have a Shackle to follow up. He's pretty tanky, even with 4 heroes wailing away at him, so he might still be fine. Does have another burst strike to work with. Can turn it around down to 3, 4 with the Queen of Pain coming in. Sonic Wave. Ouch! That was... You need to give advance notice for that, because that was not safe for all audiences. Doesn't quite get the ultra kill himself. Shares its brotherly half and half. 2 for the Sand King, 2 for the Queen of Pain. That'll be the end of that. This is the tankiest Sand King I've seen in a while at level 12. With the Vanguard on top of the Sange, Power Treads. Now, wow. Do you have to say anything? Goodbye. 855 actually dropping quite low. The dagger only connecting with the Archmage, who's... they actually find him though. To help with the Zeus, the ultimate, and now the Haunt coming forward. Zenospark and Archmage, both of them super low. With the buyback and Doom, they really want some more kills. But reinforcements are here. Adrenaline taking over the front line. Normally something that you say about the Leshrac, but so far so good. The silence is there, but it does have the Yules for emergencies. Meanwhile, ZXC just wants to be part of the party. Comes in from the back. Kills off the Zeus. Now Spectre isolated Archmage. Go back to base or to a shrine, put himself a DD rune instead. The silence from the Orchid.
Worthy tribute.
It's just adding insult to injury, but yeah. This game will be very short. I mean, these guys are still having fun, I would imagine. I mean, else they would have GG'd out already. But they're sticking it out, trying to see how many kills they can get. It is all part of a big ploy, like, just making the Titans think that they're actually a bad team when, and then in game 2, they underestimate them. They can come out swinging there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And stands to lose the last out of tier tower in the bottom lane. ZXC actually alone up top. It's still nighttime, so long silence, no BKB anything available for him. They're still pretty damn fast. Meanwhile, the fight actually breaks out on the other side. WTF down for the count already. Now Yules into Split Earth. Doom will drop. Still trying to run down ZXC. It's another Doom. He's tanked that. Not even Doom. It's another attack he's been able to just walk off. All the while tanking was just clicking the tower in the bottom. Not sure what that was about. Defensive Serpent Wards. First time we've seen that particular ultimate being used. I'll get rid of the creeps, but I'll also shoo the Titans away. It's just a matter of them waiting for an opportunity to go high ground. Or perhaps finishing some of the items. Aghanim Scepter available for a Gyrocopter back at home. Queen of Pain with the Orchid going into the Lincoln Sphere, and fight goes on again. Spectre dies. How many are those? 9? Pretty much the highest, tied with the Zeus. Who'll break the 10 death mark first? Question mark. Yeah, I mean, if you look at this death proof distribution, like, this is top to bottom. This is not sorted by teams. Yet it is sorted by teams, so it's killing them one by one. Adrenaline, but now on half health, so is ZXC, but that was with almost all the ultimates used. Still have the Zeus available, but how much is that really going to do?
They're running full spread at Radiant's bottom barracks. Radiant's bottom barracks have fallen.
First set Rex down. Still only level 1 Edict, so even if you hop there, wouldn't help them all that much. Quick smoke to get them quickly to the middle lane, I guess, and
Radiant's middle tower can't
well,
handle this deluge.
maybe one last hurrah for Rebellions. Don't have Nighttime. They do have Serpent Walls, they do have Doom. Don't have Faunt, but they also have the Zeus ultimate still, so if there's an overextension, maybe they can sneak another kill. To a hero like Leshrac, who, even he though, is sitting at a respectable amount of health. Holding on to the bit booster. And, yeah, let's see, Aeon Disc actually coming out for Zetusbug. As if they weren't hard enough to kill in the first place. Actually, no, it wasn't Zetusbug, was Adrenaline? Was it both of them? Or did I just... Ah no, it's just the stuff of Wizardry for Zetusbug. The Aeon Disc for Leshrac, so... Yeah, he's unkillable now, pretty much. Like, turtle up, guys. Only 35k behind at the 20-minute mark. Sure, this is still doable. What does Dota Plus say? 100% for the die. Yeah, never mind. Doesn't often say 100%, but in this game, I have to agree. Let's playing it methodically though, like still respecting their opponents enough. Pushing out all the lanes. Team going for Roshan now, yeah. It might be a bit over the top, but should be able to bring it down reasonably quickly with the Agnum Scepter. All the stuns. Something that they can't really contest either, of course. Alright, the only question is who will get the Aegis. And there's the Queen of Pain. Makes a lot of sense. Now go in, do whatever he wants, and even if he does get brought down, it would require a lot of spells to kill Archmage right now at the best of times, but if he forces those spells on him, then of course they won't go towards anybody else, and he can just respond with the Aegis. They do look for kills. Zeus taken out of the picture immediately. Does a buyback to work with. Burst Strike on 2. And Sunwave again hitting 4 different people. Serpent wants it down, but they've already lost the fight. Just trying to scramble back to the farm, but they're not even allowed that. Full 5-man wipe. Actually dropping quite low here with all the tower shots hitting away at him, and the Nightmares to be used to save him. Be the second set of racks falling down. And probably third too. Okay! They just wanted to have that. Zeus respawning, getting that extra kill. Stand up finally calling the GG for game number 1. Expected results, you would think. But maybe not with that better stuff. I hope these guys still have fun though.